Hello, friends. Susan Axelrod here, the Confidence Coach. Welcome to the Confidence Zone. Today, I'm talking about symbols, not just symbols in life for your personal interest, the things that you want deep in your heart and your soul personally, but specifically, I want to speak with you about symbolism in business. Today, I listened to half of a podcast with Dr. Andrew Huberman and Jay Shetty. This was such a good one. I saved it. I have been listening to it. I'm definitely going to listen to the end of it. And I became intrigued about how partway through the podcast when Dr. Huberman started talking about symbols, and I call them visuals. If you have followed me, you know my own personal transformation journey that I have been on for nearly 25 years now. It's hard to imagine that, but it is. And over the time, I learned that symbols, I call them visuals, can make a big difference. The way I see this is through my eyes first, right? I see a visual. It creates a thought in my brain. I think the thought, and then I feel the emotion connected to that thought. That's how it's worked for me. So in the beginning, when I didn't believe that anything had any symbolism or there was, no hope for anything that wasn't linear for me, I didn't pay attention to it. But over time, I learned the benefit, which turned into something beautiful and a blessing for me, that if I changed the way I looked at things, the things I looked at changed. Wayne Dyer, of course. And I made a decision to change the way I saw things through my eyes. So I started with gemstones and various things. If I saw an animal, I would, especially if it was something that was unusual, something that if I was walking on a path, for example, years ago that I walked every day, and suddenly one day I saw a deer there. Now, it probably happened that there were deer there before, but I had never seen one on my numerous times on that path. And so at that time, I saw it, I tuned in, and I looked up to see what the symbolism was of deer, and so on. With gemstones, when I see amethyst in my mind's eye, I connect it to some kind of emotion. Or with tiger eye, for example, I connected to grounding, something very important for me, especially early on in my journey. Eventually, I got into numbers, and when I would notice that I would see a repeating number, or something would show itself to me as unusual, then I would look up the numerology of a number. Same with color psychology. Many, many years ago, I got into color psychology. I bought one book that I found at a used bookstore, and it got me started that I could imagine, I could choose to believe that a color could represent or symbolize some kind of emotional connection, something that I could understand in my mind and then feel in my heart. So then I was on the journey of using what I call visuals in my life. Over time, eventually, I began to institute this idea into my business. So the first symbol that we usually think of connected to our business is our logo. So you can see up in the corner of my screen, my logo. You may not be able to see it. It may be small if you're looking at this on a phone, but you can see that it looks like there's a swish of color. So in the day that I decided to really get serious about my confidence coaching business, I hired my daughter's friend who was studying graphic design. I wanted to support her, a young person in business, and I hired her to create a logo for me. We talked, she looked at my stuff and so on and so forth, the process of how you create a business logo. And eventually she came back with this, but this is not just a swish, it's actually a feather. And so I was intrigued that she chose a feather for my logo. I didn't say anything. I didn't give any guidance on color, on symbolism, on anything at all. We just talked, and then she gave me some different options. And this was the one that resonated with me so much. So right away for my business, before I accepted it, I thought of visuals and I thought of symbolism, and I decided to think first about what a feather would symbolize for me. So right away, you connected up with birds, you connected up with flight, with soaring, with strength, with rising. And that's all very obvious. And for confidence coaching, all of those things apply. Eventually, I looked it up, and there were things that I learned like trust, honor, resilience. And then I connected it up also with the boundless sky. This is a term that I learned from Qigong, the boundless sky above, right? The abundance of the beautiful, amazing sky where you might see birds flying. And then we got into the color. How did you choose the colors? She said to me, "You're such a bright, colorful person." I decided to embed the colors, the many colors, the rainbow of colors into your logo. Of course, I was delighted, and I am normally a bright colored person. I tend toward bright colors. I usually wear bright colors, and I think I decorate in bright colors and so on. So then you could look at each of the colors on the spectrum and then go deeper in with color symbolism or visuals. You see yellow right in the middle there, boom, right away with yellow, you think of the sun. Well, my sign is Gemini, which is an air sign, but I am a fire. I am a fire through and through. I'm a warm-blooded person. I like to be in the warm weather. I'm hot, I'm passionate, I'm fiery, I'm on fire. And so I loved that little bit of red, orange, yellow in there. And then we get to the other side of the color spectrum with the cooler colors, the more relaxing colors. And in confidence, we are often, as the confidence rises, as we get more confident, then we actually get more calm and more settled in our, what I call, intuitive space. So regarding symbolism in business, your logo often is the first thing. Now, you may choose other symbols for your business as well, not just your logo. You may design with some symbols. You may have icons that indicate different service line or different products. You may have thumbnails of some sort of symbolism or design. So I really wanted this to be helpful for you, especially depending on when you're watching this. In real time, we're coming to the end of a year, although this material is relevant all year long. But at this time, at the end of the year, I spend time looking over the course of the year at my business. What did I do? What did I accomplish? What did I not accomplish? And then looking out at the year ahead, what is it that I do want to accomplish? Personally, sometimes we make vision boards for personal lives. And I always make a vision board. I've had them for years for the kinds of things I wanted to see in business. So I took some time to really think through some symbols for business that I want to share with you. The dollar sign is obvious. If you're not in business to make money of some sort, you need money to manage your business. Even if you're in the impact space like I am, where your intuitive gifts are the most important thing that you offer in business, still and all, it takes money. You want to generate some level of money, some amount of money, so that your accounts are filled and you can actually do the business that you want. I have a peace sign. Having a peaceful, calm culture in business is a high value for me. The culture of your business, whether you're a small business or a large business, is absolutely vital for your business's success. And so I like the idea of a peace sign for a symbol in business. Now, I wrote down freedom. And my question for you, as I'm going to ask along the way, is what would your symbol for freedom be? What would your symbol for freedom be? Most people desperately yearn for freedom in their business. I created freedom in my business. I haven't reported to anyone else since the year 2000. I have been in business for myself. Sometimes reporting to yourself is harder than another supervisor, but freedom in business is important. If you are a worker, if you work for someone else, if you are a manager in a very big business, then at least your visual is having some kind of freedom for yourself in business. I want you to think about that. This is a big one for me. This is one of my base values, and that is voice. Your voice in business. It's embedded as one of the 3 V's of my intuitive business system. So you might use a microphone for voice, a podcast picture, some kind of stage for voice. You might have a radio for voice, if you know what a radio still is. What symbol would you use for voice in your business? This is something that's really important for you to think about so that you can have the visual of your voice in your business. Some people might have a visual of a book. Some people want to write their own book, or they want to be included in an anthology book. That could be a business aspiration of yours. And if that's the case, I encourage you to have a graphic depiction. Of course, you can have books around you, but have that graphic depiction of your book. I have 5 books published now, but only 6 years ago, I had 0 books and a deep yearning desire. So I did what Jack Canfield did. Why not learn from one of the best, most prolific nonfiction authors? He mocked up a book cover and used that as his visual. I did that as well. A podcast. Somebody might have a business goal of having their own podcast. What does that look like for you? What is your visual? Well, if you get a separate microphone and put it on your desk, you could visualize yourself having your own podcast, a Blue Yeti, or whatever kind of external mic you want to get. That would be your visual. You could get the thing with the arm and the microphone in front. You could attach it right to your laptop or to your desktop. Even if you don't have a podcast yet, you could have the visual of that so that that you know the direction you're going in. Here's another one, product sales. How do you, if products are your business, if you sell products, what is your visual for really good, prolific, fluid product sales? What is your vision? Do you have a graph that you can look at to indicate your product sales? Do you have some kind of automation that goes, by your site to indicate your product sales? What is it for you that would indicate really good product sales if that's a symbol of your business success? Some people have a beach as a symbol for business because they want to have the freedom and flexibility, some would call it a luxury, to do their work from a beach or to go to a beach from the success of their business. So a beach or mountains or a ski slope, whatever it is for you, a boat might be an actual symbol that you would use in your business because it's something to which you aspire. Some people might have an airplane. I was just talking with my friend about this. If I really had all the money in the world, then flying privately would be something that I would do. You don't have to travel very much these days for business to know it ain't a picnic anymore. It's barely fun to travel for business. So an airplane, some visual depiction of an airplane might be a symbol for your business. For some, a platform or a stage, a picture, of a TED stage, if that's something that you aspire to, something that you feel would support your business, be good for your business, or any kind of a platform or stage. You could have a picture of it. You could draw a picture of it. You could have a photo of it. You could go to a conference and snap a shot, and really picture yourself there. If speaking is something that you want to do, then that is an important symbol for your business. Here's one for me, filled calendar. Now, some of you may know my story. Last year was a difficult, sad, and traumatic year for me. I lost my husband unexpectedly after a couple of years of great difficulty. And so I made a decision to lower my prices, to give me easy work to get, so that I could be doing the work easily and doing a lot of work, so that I wasn't perseverating on my trauma or my personal difficulty. If I didn't have any work to do, then I might be in a sad, difficult, grieving, traumatic, negative space. And so then what happened was, because I've been in business for a long time myself, my method is proven, my coaching, there's a lot of testimonials. I had 20 to 25 clients at a time. I work with people for 6 months at a minimum now. Many people, most of my clients do repeat. And so I've been doing a lot this year. So this is a visual that is changing for me, that I no longer want to have a filled calendar, but I'm raising my pricing structure for this coming up year for new clients, so I can actually have fewer clients and preserve my strength, my own resiliency, and have a deeper impact with those clients. I'm going to be working more and more with thought leaders only in business in 2024. I'm speaking about it with people. I'm thinking about it. I have my visuals for it because I want to support the people who are the thought leaders of today in mindful, conscious business. And let me tell you something, if you're watching this, whenever you're seeing it, if that is you and you have thought about going off on your own into business, I invite you, I implore you to contact me so we can have a free discovery call, so I can hear about what's on your mind. You can hear about what I do, and we can see if we can break through the blocks, barriers, or resistance that you might have to going off on your own. If, for example, you've been an executive in a large company all this time, or whatever you've done, this would be a different model of work. I have found, working with some people, that there is fear doing this. And after you've spent a career working in a different way, it takes time to break through some of the fears and constructs of your mind in order to get there. But please contact me. I will get you there. And finally, I have a plaque. I have a plaque. A plaque is a definite symbol in business. It may be a best of, it may be longest, it may be most prolific, whatever it is. You might fabricate up a plaque for yourself as a symbol for what it is that you want to achieve, for the impact that you want to make in your business. You can do that. You can just create a plaque for yourself. I'm all for that. I learned a long time ago in business now to stop waiting for other people to see me, to recognize me, to give me what it was that I thought that I wanted. And I finally, over the last decade, about a decade ago, just started doing things myself. And as a result, I have grown in business in a way that I never could have imagined. I have 5 books published. I have multiple podcasts that I've created. I've had groups. I've had online courses. I have a full book of coaching clients, so many things. And mostly people find me through what I call organic marketing, which is this. So these are just some ideas that I've had for bringing symbolism into your eyesight for you to produce and progress in your business. Visuals work, friends. I invite you to take some time, take a few quiet moments, breathe open, and think about how this has been applied to you in the past. Have you ever done a vision board? Have you ever, created something that you really wanted to have? And then lo and behold, all of a sudden, it may be years later, but you have that thing. Visuals work. There is science behind this. I can point you to many podcast conversations, scientific studies, research showing that what we think about, we can create. I am a living, breathing example of this. I go live every day. As you know, I've just started back up recently. So I can speak from my heart to you and share what I've learned. I call this wisdom gleaned and gained from my personal experiences, from my own success, and from my own failures. That happens too in business. Finally, what is it that you need to do to grow your financial accounts? If you are a woman in business for yourself or a man, I have several men clients now, then I want to work with you. If anything that I'm saying here resonates with you, if you'd like to know more, I invite you to simply contact me for a discovery call. There's no pressure, but I will spend an hour or more listening to what it is that you have to share. There's no 10-minute free consultation with Susan. I will spend the time with you listening to what it is that you want to accomplish. And then I will let you know if I think that I can be a good coach for you or not. If I can't be, please believe me, I will tell you, because that wouldn't serve me either in my work. It wouldn't go well for us. Usually by the time somebody's in discovery with me, they have seen me here or seen me somewhere, heard me, read something I've written, etc. And they know they want to work with me, so that by the discovery call, we're coming into synergy to see what it is that we're going to create together on your behalf. No pressure. At the end of the call, I just say, I'd love to work with you, or I don't know that I'm the best coach for you. So friends, thank you for taking the time to watch this broadcast about symbols and visuals in business. And for your call to action, in addition to contacting me if I can support you, I invite you to give some time to thinking about symbols in your business. What do you see around you? What have you placed in your office to help you see and think and feel yourself forward in business? All right, friends, long broadcast today, but I had a lot to say about visuals. I hope it supports you, and I'd love to hear from you if you have any thoughts about visuals or symbols in business. Take good care.